900 miles from Detroit. Living the slow pulse of the farmstead, but sick for home, I search cable channels unashamedly for news or scandal from home, even watching cop shows for bad guys from home. So consumed by hunger for my city lost, I sometimes forget I live here now. For many years, I lived on a farmstead out west, but now I'm back home in Michigan. Boy, it's great to be back home. And you? Our last walk along the tracks, we flattened pennies like naughty kids. But now it's memories of you I keep pulling out of my pocket like shiny bits that I just can't seem to leave anywhere along these endless empty rails. Aura for Ferlinghetti. Above the photograph of you in your fat, youthful splendor hangs a bunch of lavender from summers gone, faded from purple to a paler essence of themselves. They smell more now of incense than the pungent buds they were when fresh picked from a garden in town. It is their essence which reminds me of you, not as you once were, brilliant orange as in life, but as I feel you surround me now, a quieter, more refined, mellow blue. Hajj. So I come again in my predictable way, sidling up soft brown next to your sensible black, each time knowing your terrain just a little better. This time, expecting you to do for me just a little more than before, for all my devotion, wanting recognition, needing you to see me more clearly than in your sensible way, wanting you to stay just a little longer, even if only just long enough to make me want to journey back to you again. Blue moon. Caramel slip coating full moon, drips silkily to ground, puddling in garden. Belly laugh churns winter blues to cream. What is grief for Robin? There is a bitterness to the cold and to the moment, yet his friend does not leave his side. Even after the corpse is dragged off the road, it is faithfully watched over by the friend, because loyalty demands vigilance. His, however, is instinctual. Mine is not. I am asleep and warm when the call comes at 1 a.m. because I am not vigilant anymore. And although I think of myself as loyal, I have no recent proof of that. Even in this moment, the bitterness I feel is as much about me as it is about my friend. Because unlike a wild thing, I am all too aware that I am running out of friends who would watch over my corpse were it frozen to the ground. Wild turkey trot. Blizzard-like breath at window, rain slashing pain, tiny dinosaurs out back manically pecking wet ground, shapes bobbing and morphing through streaked glass, and the cat howling gleefully at the wildness outside. Northport Point. The old Indian trail ends abruptly, leaving us dangling, cliff high, over Lake Michigan's hungry waters lapping up. We stare down the abyss, a curt reminder that we humans are small bumps on the glacial timeline. Water churns into stone, breaks stone. We don't have to step to fall into the wonder of the wide, blue, liquid, open mouth swallowing us in our foolish tininess. Funny, from a distance, we look like trees. Disconnect for Robin. Hearing you died sounded like you were trying something weirdly new, like colonizing space, which is something I would have felt okay about had I not been laid awake picturing you being the only one there. Waiting to get in the car. Eyes bleary with snow, I watch you swipe wide swaths from the windows, sheets dropping thickly away into piles. Here we are, this pronouncement from the sky, falling so heavily it must be a sign, making us terribly late to meet friends we don't even like, and me stamping back the cold wetness enshrouding us, thinking, we've been buried in flakes far too long. Long distance for Robin. Speaking of recent pancreatic events, we wonder if his luck just went bad, or if the sweetness of all that whiskey is now finally souring him. It seems a healthy pancreas will shed its cells and regenerate each day, but his is lazily preferring to clone its faulty cells instead. Which leads us into discussion about how bad things happen to unwitting people and the effects of this conundrum. Like when that tree in the Bronx shed its limb onto a stroller, killing a baby and stirring up so much talk about God's will versus freak acts of nature, because, God knows, we humans always love to sort through our tragedies, hungry for something to blame or to explain life's more piercingly sharp turns. Which brought us abruptly back home again to his willfully knobby pancreas, and more pressing matters, like who pays for the next chat session, and what chance have those darn Lions got of finally going all the way this year? Late winter walk around the pond. My dog paws at the worn leaves beneath the melting snow. Each tromp through this muck speckles her belly with tiny flecks of mud. Unstable temps have blessed us with change, but the dog, so fully alive, with nose to the ground, doesn't care about the seasons. I am the one who feels the ebb and flow and sometimes rush of it all. Suddenly we catch a flash of something over there in the field beside the pond, deer moving quickly. No lounging in the dusk tonight. Their leaps are purposeful. They spring across the field and into the wooded fringe. Meanwhile, back at the pond, the lead goose is strutting on his barge of ice, urging his team back into the open water for a last frigid splash. Soon, leisure time is over, and the squadron is off into the graying sky, flapping and honking, leaving their pond to the two quiet interlopers. Deer gone, geese gone. Even the icy crust on the water is moving away from itself, ice crystals tinkling like a swaying chandelier. Everything changes. All is in transition. Whether we know it or not, we are all on our way somewhere.